welcome to No Enemies Here, the show where your host just got out of court. Best therapy I've ever had, this. Because there's some good guys out there. And gals too. So, what's wicked in the news is that, personally I can't believe it, Old School Tactical, I should say, by Flying Pig Games, Volume 4. Italian theater, 1943 to 1945. My family was involved in here. I can't wait. To try to get this game. It's happening now on Kickstarter, and I'm gonna have the video because I was asked to put it up, and by all means I'm gonna put it up because it just looks wicked. You know what I mean? I mean, this is my parents' land, man. They were right there. I mean, you can't get more right there than there. You know what I'm saying? They lived a couple of miles, a couple of kilometers from Monte Cassino, man. My mom distinctly remembers hearing the bombardment of Monte Cassino. She was what? Man, she was what? 8, 9, 10 years old? And I've said the story before. And just before the Salerno invasion, because there was a Messina invasion in Sicily, then there was Salerno, then there was Anzio, if I'm not mistaken. And I got a great story. My mom used to be friends with the soldiers who were there before the Americans came, the Wehrmacht, the Nazis, the Germans. And I mean, not all Germans were Nazis, and not all Germans were bad, you know? And so she was friends with Hans and Franz and Rudolf and, you know, all the Germans. They were kids, man, you know what I mean? So these soldiers, probably 20 years old too, were kids themselves, maybe had young families, and they played with my mother and my uncle and whatever, and stole food from my grandmother and grandfather. The war, eh? And there was a lot of propaganda, obviously, that the Americans were bad, that they were gonna rape all the women, kill all the men, you know, propaganda, war propaganda. And my mom was obviously scared. Scared of the Americans, but who thought that the Americans were ever gonna show up in Salerno, for God's sake, man, right? Anyways, show up they did. So she remembers that Hans and Franz were called. I'm saying Hans and Franz, I'm just using that name because of the Saturday Night Live thing, and that's the first 2 German names that come up to me. And so Hans and Franz go to battle, man, and you know, Franz only comes back, and where's Hans? And they're like, no, Hans didn't make it, man. And I guess that was the first dead person, I guess, that, or friend that she had that didn't come back. But I mean, he just didn't come back, right? It doesn't mean that they were dead. Anyways, the next day, Franz or Hans disappears too, man, and there's no more Germans in the village. And here come the Americans. Well, the whole village obviously was scared, and especially the young children, which my mom was one, my uncles too. And they hid from the Americans and were really scared, but the Americans broke into every single house to do the search for any Germans. And they obviously discovered my mom, my uncle, young uncle. And my mom said that they were really nice. And she said that they even gave them chocolates. And that was the first time she really had a chocolate, a Hershey chocolate. And then she became friends with these Americans who occupied her town, the county of Caserta, and all around Monte Cassino. And there was Polish people and people from New Zealand. And my mom said that they they were as nice as the German soldiers, was obviously. They were kids, right? And she remembers Johnny and I think Danny. There was a Danny, believe it or not, there. And so that's it, man. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it because my mom told me. And so that's the Volume 4 of the Old School Tactical Italian Theater by Flying Pig Games. Should be on Kickstarter right now. I'm gonna have the video of the Kickstarter. As a matter of fact, relax, because here it is. Man, and you know it's going to be a big box and big maps and very, very impressive coffee table, impressive. You know, I'm like, man, you make a coffee table out of that. That's a cool idea. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. You make yourself a coffee table, an indentation, you put the map down, glass over it. You war game when you want. Anybody does that, sells it, I want a cut, okay? It's 25%. That's all. So, one bad thing this morning to one good thing this morning, and the good thing overshadows the bad thing. And, you know, life is beautiful. Be kind. It takes work, but man, are you better for it later, because kindness has an aura. So, enjoy the show. And we got more reviewers sending in their vids, making this the Dice Tower of war game news. I mean, I should call it the Flak Tower. But it's called No Enemies Here. Anyways, peace. Here we go with the news. Homoludens. Fred Serval, my favorite Frenchie expat in England. Who would have known that 80 years ago? He has actually 2 videos out, because the one of Freedom was already showcased by me last week. It's the second one is Antietam 1862, and it's a pajama playthrough. Man, I thought Kilroy had weird stuff, but he is French. That means Freddy. So Time of Crisis also is the GMT game, and it's a pajama playthrough again by Fred Serval. He must be working too hard and loving what he does on YouTube at Homo Ludens. The man famously known as Calandale, Enrico Viglino, has 2 videos out this week. Almoravid, an intro, and Almoravid 1. This is a game by GMT, and it is designed by Volko Runke. The chief of bonding with board games and RPGs has 2 videos out. Blade Runner Episode 15, Spinner Chase Solo RPG Play Free League Games, and a review of Banish the Snakes. This is a GMT game, and it's a solo and 2-player game reviewed by the chief on bonding with board games. The guy from over there, Nanguaya, 8 videos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are about the Weltkrieg. One of them is Axis and Allies World War I 1914. It's an update and how he wants to progress with the game. Plus 1 video called Goodbye Lucky. I don't know if that's happy, but goodbye Lucky. The Boss! Mark Ruggiero of Clark Commando 1983 has 4 videos out. Revolution Games Revolution Games new Solitaire Stalingrad game. This is an unboxing. Plus West End Games East Front Trip Down Memory Lane. This is an old game. Plus Avalon Hill Third Reich After Action Report, a learn and play, and Mark asks you for feedback on what's next after he does Avalon Hill Guns of August replay on the Boss's channel, Clark Commando 1983. Artie of ARDWULF'S Lair, 4 videos. One of them is called Mr. President, which I just got. Massive box, and I'm interested. And it's a playthrough part 2, year 1 US special activation. He's got another video on Mr. President, which is part 3, year 1 activation phase 1. And 1 video on unboxing onto Richmond 2, an MMP product of 2023. Plus a Traveler's Tuesday, Aliens of Charted Space, Volume 3. This guy's a brain or a nerd because he's all over the place. But you gotta love Artie. For our Italian listeners, Mauro Faina has 1 episode of Il Gianni Zero Nero and its return to Europe. Season 5? Check it out. Dave of the Centurions Review has 2 videos. One of them is with his buddy Len. Wargame Chat number 79, Len's favorite admirals, plus Parker Brothers Lionheart Wargame review. Parker Brothers. Can't be too deep. Tikanis Re. George Hiotis, 1 video ASL. Tips and Tactics, Landing Craft, Movement and Motion, part 2 of 4. Check out George's channel. Pushing Cardboard, a Shelfie number 3, and he's showing us Labyrinth, a Volko Runke game published by GMT. Look who's in the house. After a month of not publishing a video, it's Matt White, the wargame artist. So it's Matt White Wargames has a video on Rivoli 1797 After Action Report from early glories, excuse me. Respect! Jim Ozarski, 3 videos, Battlefleet Gothic. Stumble through. He stumbles through it. Plus the Battle of Waterloo 3 for Valor and Fortitude. Can someone tell me why he says for Valor and Fortitude? Or for this and that, or for Stukats and Stapund? Can someone tell me that? And the 3rd video of the Battle of Catra Brat 2 for Valor and Fortitude. What's for Valor and Fortitude? Why for whatever? Smart War Games 2 videos, Costly Russian Advance, Ukraine War Mod, Combat Mission Black Sea, Virtual ... Plus Front Mission First Remake, Content and Gameplay. I played Front Mission. I was having a hard time because I was stupid. Tony! Of Tony's Board Life 2 videos, A Distant Plane Part 3. This is a Vokurunke game, GMT published. Plus, Ruff and Tony play Command and Colors Ancients. I want to play that game with one of my friends, but you know what? Every time we get together, we always have a few drinks. We always get a little bit tipsy, and it's always... we always pick from the Trivia Pursuit thing and see how smart we are, huh? Wardy Road plays World War II 2 videos, OCS Reluctant Enemies Turn 01B Vichy French, plus Pirates, Limeys, and Slimies playtest with Muck Murray on World War II plays, Wardy Robe plays World War II.
Hey everybody, this is Dave coming to you from Dave's Gaming Cave. And here's what we did this week and what we have coming up for the next week or so. Hope you enjoy it. Make sure you like and subscribe, please. So this week we finished up our career playthrough of Western Front Ace from Compass Games with the career of Bruno Stockel. This is a great game. Really had a blast with it. It's every bit worth the money that they're getting for this game. If you haven't already bought it, this is one I highly recommend. This is a game I can go back and play over and over because you're going to get different results every time. So I hope you really enjoyed it and let's look forward to what we're going to do next. Next up is STUKAJOE from Danversen Games, created by Chuck Siegert. In this, we're going back to be a World War II pilot for the German Luftwaffe. We'll be flying bombers and fighters. We already did our playthrough over the Spanish Civil War, so now we're going to take our next mission is going to be, what else? The Battle of Britain. Can't play this game without doing the Battle of Britain. We'll follow that with, we have up to 5 different add-ons that we'll be doing. So the Eastern Front, the Mediterranean, and of course the 1946 and beyond case if the Germans were winning the war. So make sure you tune in for that, and we'll start that probably coming into the weekend. Okay, everybody, that's it from the Gaming Cave. Remember to be safe out there and enjoy the rest of the show with No Enemies Here. Have a good one, everybody.
3-minute board games has 2 videos, and both of them are concerning Star Wars, the deck building game, and Dark Side Rising in 3 minutes. At 3 minutes board game. Games. Mo of Mo's Game Table is looking at an expansion from Assault Games, and it's Assault Red Horizon. It's a tactical air and artillery support expansion on Mo's Game Table. World War II Indian Idol's fantastic channel. 3 videos out. Week 254, The Destruction of Army Group Center, July 8th, 1944. And it was a dark day. Plus, Nazi drone war begins. War against humanity. And how Hitler approved his own assassination on World War II. Hissy Cat Studios, 1 video. Hissy Learns Warfighter, episode number 3. This is a gameplay. Get the guns. Charles Latora, 2 videos. And he's doing N-Wheel Dernstein. French first turn only, got as far as movement. He had 2 restarts. Okay. Then Graveyard Phase 1 drone. Drone. Primer Phase 2 grass, dirt, trees, mounds, / headstones. Dioramas, I guess. If you call them that. The Blue Tweezer. 1 video. And it's GMT's Red Storm, Baltic Approaches Scenario BA6, Livestream 4. Doug Weed of the Gamer's Closet, 3 videos, Guillotine playthrough. I remember playing that game. It was okay. Plus unboxing Legends of the Hidden Temple and Stratego, Old versus New. A comparison. That should be very interesting. On Tank Zone, 1 video on its new Vietnam War first-person shooter, Burning Lands. It's coming soon, he says. Hexed and Countered, 4 videos. And I'm going to say, well, there are 4 different videos. The Second Front's a PC game. It's a campaign playthrough part 3. And Out of TP. Out of the Print. Removing and adding teams, moving players manually, and more. Plus Fire in the Steeps, or Fire in the Steep gameplay. Panzer Grenadier platoon level tactical system. And a game I just got myself, The Barrack Emperors. A first look. This is a game by Ray... I forget, but it's published by GMT. It's a card game. LBW Strategy Gaming, 1 video on its Devil's Den by Avalon Hill, Turn 8 After Action Report. Storm of Steel War Gaming, 3 videos, Sharp Practice Rules Review, plus Bench Report Hobby Update, and The Panzers of Prokhorovka. It's a book review on Storms of Steel Wargaming. Storm of Steel Wargaming, I should say. The Nerd Workshop takes a look at Thunder Alley's. Takes a look at Jeff Horger and Carla Horger's Thunder Alley by GMT Games. So this is a first look and thought. The Dusted Game Shelf, 2 videos. Celestia, What's in the Box, and books, and more books on the Dusted Game Shelf. U-Boater 658, 4 videos. MMP, Strategic Command Series, Day of Days Intro, Normandy 1944. Plus Mongoose Traveler 2nd Edition World Builder's Handbook. Also Worthington Publishing's The 7-Day Battle, or The 7 Days Battle. And Back to Traveler Companion Episode 20, P0, Carovan System Survey Begins. On U-Boater 658. Juste Garde has 2 videos. A New Arrival, On to Richmond 2, Great Campaigns of the American Civil War, great cover, and Mr. President, First Impression by GMT Games. You know I have that game, I just got it a couple of days ago, huge box, and I'm interested. Why would I be interested into that? I just am. Kings and Generals, 4 videos, how and why the Peloponnesian War started. And how the French lost the Italian Wars, early modern history. Plus Kingdom of Okinawa, the Venice of Asia, and Plataea, 429-427 BC, battle that inspired Caesar's Alesia. These are all documentaries except the last one, I think. On Kings and Generals, that fantastic channel. And Castle Archon tells you why you should be playing Monster Hunter Belladonna. Hex to Hex, 2 videos, Gettysburg 77 Advanced, Part 1 plus Gettysburg 77 Advanced, Part 2, Harry Heath's Aggressiveness, or Harry Heth's Aggressiveness. I think it's Heth's. Heth. Legendary Tactics, 4 videos, Battle Line Review, GMT Games, a game by Rainer Knizia, plus top 10 Gen Con board games for Flash in 2023. Also, top 10 Gen Con board games for CAX in 2023. Oh, I see, these are the people. And Gen Con 2023 preview NATO's top 5 board games. NATO's top 5 board games. For our Polish listeners, Michel of Wojennik TV is reviewing a Polish game that I can't say, but our Polish viewers will see that. Also unboxing another Polish game, and he's taking a look at votes for women. Hey, it's the best I can do in Polish.
Hello everyone who's tuned in and watching. A very big hello from me and greetings. I'm Andrew Chung and I run my own fairly modest YouTube channel. But before I say anything else, I would like to say an enormous thank you to Dan for giving me the opportunity to talk about what's coming up on my channel, and really just for the privilege of getting to speak on his excellent No Enemies Here channel. I'm a huge fan of this channel. I've only known it for a few months, but it is brilliant. So before I launch off, I just want to say, if you're new to Dan's channel, show it some love, shower it with likes, subscribe. You will not regret it. If you like your wargaming, if you like some good company and a guy who's a very funny and engaging presenter, then please do stick around on Dan's No Enemies Here channel. But to business, because Dan's very kindly given me the opportunity to speak about what I'm up to on my channel. So generally speaking, to those of you who are not familiar with mine, I just look at war games in general, things that interest me, fairly random stuff. I generally review games. I'll sometimes do very detailed playthroughs of ones that I particularly love. And I also run a series called Ships of War, which looks at how historic warships are portrayed in war games. And I try to keep this a regular series. So I've got one of those coming up, but to lead into my discussion, I will soon be showcasing a game which has been around for a while, and it's taking me to a conflict that I find very interesting, and it's Iron and Oak by James Day, which deals with, I should say, naval combat in the American Civil War. Now, most games dealing with this period and this type of naval warfare are either really detailed, nitty-gritty tactical combat games like Smoke on the Water or Ironclads, or really high-level grand strategic ones like Rebel Raiders on the high seas. This sits somewhere in between. This gem of a game somehow manages to abstract tactical combat and actually make it really playable. And not just that, it comes with really, really attractive components. So I am looking forward to sharing more about this game with you. And also, slight spoiler alert, it is going to lead into my next episode of Ships of War, where I'm going to choose two famous American Civil War warships that directly fought one another and compare them as they were in real life, and also how this game treats them. I won't say who they are, that would be too much of a spoiler, and I know some of you are probably thinking no, it's not the obvious, that's a bit too obvious, but anyway, watch out for Iron and Oak, because that will be the next thing coming up on my channel. Beyond that, the only other thing I'm getting really excited to do again is a game that I like to call Will Andrew Get All the Rules Right This Time? But most of you won't know it by that title, so I'll refer to it by its official name, which is the awesome Heroes of Normandy series by Jan and Clem. Yep, after a previous abortive attempt, I'm going to return to the truly excellent Battle of Caen expansions and see if I can get a decent playthrough this time. So watch out for this one after I've been meddling with Iron and Oak. But that's enough from me. I'm really excited at the thought that I'll be seeing, hopefully, some of you guys on my channel. But I'm delighted to be here. Dan, thank you again for the opportunity to speak on your channel. I will hand back to you, sir. And to all of you, all the very best. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of this episode of No Enemies Here. Thanks and goodbye.
History Hustle has one video when Hitler's Russians joined the Czech resistance in the Prague uprising. On History Hustle. My Own Worst Enemy 3 videos. Endurance Part 1. Gameplay Triumph and Tragedy, a Greg Besant game. Turn 6. And Encouragement 2, The Union Strikes South, an unboxing of a game published by Multi-Man Publishing. For our Spanish listeners, Julius Fairfax has one video and it's Cuidad de Patriotas. Cuidad. The silence of the patriots. Cuidad. For our Spanish listeners. Dad vs. Son is back on track with 8 videos. It's about time, Dad. On one of the videos, it's learning the game by Dadism. It's the last 100 yards. My God, I forgot his name. But yeah, Mike Denson. It's a GMT game, and its mission 1 conclusion goes back to Aces of Valor. The 1916 campaign, mission number 6, goes to another game in its Fresh Meat campaign, mission 55, Pursue 2 of Combat, the Compass game, going back to Aces of Valor, mission 7, going back to Combat, part 2.2, going back to Aces of Valor, mission 8, going back to Combat, part 2, turn 3, and going back to Aces of Valor. What a trooper this guy is. Keep him coming, Dad. ID Jester, 4 videos. The War Room. The gang is all back together again. Nice going. Plus, Mr. President with Lower Slower Board Gamer starting and tutorial session. I hear that's a game with some complexity. Then he's got a Warhammer 40k. And getting new computer setup and Diablo 4 test run with level 67 Necromancer on ID Jester. Combat Board Games, 1 video, and it's unboxing World War Z, the game. Not the movie, the game. The man with the PBS voice, the Oaken Night, checks out a Most Fearful Sacrifice 2nd edition overview. Herman hit it out the ballpark with that one, man. Will this be his legacy game? He's got a long life to go, so I don't know. Little Wars TV. Lee's reaction. If Longstreet went to Vicksburg, what happened to Lee? Little Wars TV. Liz of Beyond Solitaire is giving us a shellacking's worth of videos, and it's History Chat, Land and Freedom, plus Stonewall Uprising with Jason Perez, but that was 2 weeks ago. In magnificent style, Cuba Libre, Terms to Know, And the syndicate faction, these are terms to know. The government faction, terms to know. Directorio faction, terms to know. And the 26th of July faction, terms to know. You'd figure 26th of July faction. You could have picked a better name, like, I don't know, the Frou-Frous or something like that. Jan Heinemann Level Let's Play History, 4 videos. South of Circle number 6, number 7, number 8, and number 9. I like the artwork of this. The Professor Riccardo Mazzini, 2 videos. The Barracks Emperor, and a version of the same video in English. But it's not the same video. It's different. It's in English. Cody of the Discriminating Gamer has 3 videos out, and it's the Russian Campaign 5th edition, published by GMT, plus Cody's Top 10 David Townsend games. That's how many games this guy's got out. Well, he doesn't work, this guy. Also, Kingmaker on the Discriminating Gamer. War Game Ramble, Border Reavers, first solo play. You know what? He's got Mr. Burns' picture there. I know a guy who looks like Mr. Burns. I should take a picture. The Gentlemen of the Player's Aid have 3 videos, and they review Fighters of the Pacific by Capsium Games, plus unboxing Mr. President. I'm telling you, it's a hefty game. GMT Games at Gene Billingsley design, plus review 2040, An American Insurgency by Compass Games. GIMPY of the GIMPY Gamer, 3 videos. Trafalgar 1805 Part 3. Also, Armored Brigade review, and Onus Trianus review through Part 4 on GIMPY, the GIMPY Gamer, GIMPY's channel. War Stories, 4 videos. The Battle of the Somme. How did ordinary men become World War I heroes? Well, you fight in the Somme, you're a hero. Operation Barbarossa, the invasion that doomed Nazi Germany. Plus, how the 8th Air Force ruled the skies over Europe, and Before the Storm, the early days of the Vietnam War on his Battle Zone segment. Ruffy of Rough Swordsman Wargamer has 4 videos, one being The Gang is Back, the same as the ID Jester, Point Blank, VS for Victory, Playthrough Part 3, Tony and Ruff Livestream Command and Colors Ancients, plus Mr. President Live Playthrough Part 1, an hour and a half of this. That should be very, very interesting.
This week on Seek Out and Play, we present an updated video of the Warfighter hand-to-hand rules. The video covers the basics of hand-to-hand combat as presented in the March 2023 rules of Warfighter. This includes how hand-to-hand combat works, the table used to help create the results, and how the system can be used in missions of Warfighter. Check out more videos on Warfighter when you visit the Seek Out and Play YouTube channel. Also, we have a Twitter and Facebook page, a new podcast channel, and you can support us on Patreon. That's it for this week on Seek Out and Play, and I will see you next Wednesday.
This week on 6 Actual, we look at Stuka Leader from Dan Versen Games. This is another in the aviation-themed Leader series, but this time focusing on the German side of the European theater. Hot Luftwaffe action, only on 6 Actual.
6 Actual.
Patrick's Tactics and Tutorials has 1 video out in its Command and Colors Medieval number 10, Decimum, or Decimum, Phase 1. It's in Latin. Calandale. Cutesy Pootsy Zilla Blitz, 3 videos, a channel update, plus tank-on-tank gameplay, full gameplay scenario. It's the West Front tank-on-tank, and Jagged Alliances 3. First look, turn-based tactical combat by Dynamic Campaigns, a PC game. Remember World War II with Rishi Sharma? 2 videos, actually 1 video, and it's World War II vet relives the horror of liberating the first concentration camp on the Western Front. Oh my God. 28 minutes of that horror. Tabletop Sci-Fi, one video, Terraforming Mars, review and how to play. Now, I have Terraforming Mars with its expansions. I've heard it was a great game. I don't know, I just don't have the courage to put it on the table. What can I tell you? The big baby, KilRoyWasHere. Couldn't give me a video this week, so he calls me, Daddy, I'm sorry. Come on. Anyways, KilRoyWasHere has 8 videos. Sci-Fi Fantasy Saturdays with cartographers. Also, Sanctuary Sunday, button shy wallet games. Plus, Ancient Civilizations of the Middle East after action report. The Barracks Emperor, an unboxing. Battle of Poltava, unboxing and brief overview. Battle of St. Louis, unboxing and brief overview. Siege of Querétaro, unboxing and brief overview. And Seas of Thunder, guess what I'm gonna say? Unboxing and overview. He does all these videos, but he doesn't have 2 minutes to give me a video, big baby. The Man Who Looks Like a Vampire, Mark Felton Productions, 4 videos. That scumbag, Reinhard Heydrich. Fighter pilot with a question mark plus Wolf in the Woods, the most incredible World War II relic ever. And Barn Find, World War II German vehicles. Plus Hitler's Arab paratroopers. God, this guy was everywhere. Marco Omni Gamer reviews Task Force Carrier Battles in the Pacific by VUCA Simulations. Kevin Kitchens, Once Upon a Game, 2 videos. 5th printing and unboxing of Sekigahara. Plus Heroes of the Bitter Harvest, Enemy at the Gates, a lock and load publishing game, an unboxing on Once Upon a Game.
Howdy folks, it's Meandering Mike in the Man Cave of Madness. This is my weekly channel update, broadcasting to you all you folks watching No Enemies here. As you can see here, did only one way over there on the far left. One new short this week on a mission to give away games. Stay tuned for that, more information coming. If we switch over to here, take a look at the videos, you can see I did 2 unboxings and a playthrough, and there's over there my normal weekly channel update on the rolling delay. So first unboxing is the Battle of Pensacola. This is from the Historical Game Company. I've done some of theirs before. This is set in 1781. It's the Spanish and a few French going up against the British in Pensacola. Big siege there. The other playthrough I did is unboxing of GMT's new release, The Barracks Emperor. This is a card game set in the time of crisis, 3rd century Rome. The designers, Brad Johnson and Ray Farrell, did the time of crisis, the board game, and there's an expansion for that. This is a card game. It's the same period. It's not an expansion for that, but there are, like, some of the influence cards and stuff are similar to the ones in the other game. But so if you've played the other one, you'd probably like this one. This is a shorter, faster, quicker card game version. Also continued my playthrough series of Tannenberg Der Weltkrieg, as you can see there. Last time, the Russian Second Army lost about half their troops. Their vanguard was destroyed. So find out this time, does the rest of the Russian Second Army escape or not? And then, of course, what I was referring to before in the short, big games giveaway. We are marching on 500 subscribers. We're currently at 485, it says up there. So once the 500 mark gets, we're giving away 5 games and an expansion. There's actually 10 games and 2 expansions in the pool. There's 5 different categories. There's 1 game in each category, and then a mystery package with a game, or a game and expansion in one of the package. So check all that out. Watch through it. If you're interested in winning free, this is open to non-US subscribers too, but y'all got to pay free shipping. But check out the details there. You actually can enter in 2 categories, or you can team up and double up on 1 category. So, you know, pay attention to the rules if you want to sign up and win some free games. So check that out. So that's my stuff for the week, my channel update. So I'm going to give it back to you, Dan, and all the good folks watching. No one is here. Take care, and ciao.
Here, another week, another show, and yes, we have more reviewers sending videos in, and I think that's great. If you're a reviewer and want to send a video in, please keep it under 3 minutes. Try 3 minutes, because our attention spans are, look, it's a squirrel. See what I'm saying? And yeah, so thank you to Andrew Chung. Thank you to Dave of Dave's Gaming Cave, Seek Out and Play, Meandering Mike, and the whole shebang. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. A couple of people, that is. Please like and subscribe and support this channel. It costs you $1.25 per week to watch this incredible news tailored for you. Be nice, have a great weekend, and enjoy life. See you next week. Oh yeah, Sunday, 8 o'clock, the 2022 CSR, Charles S. Roberts, CSR's Awards. Yeah, you thought I was gonna forget. No, it's happening this Sunday. Do you know how much work went into this? Just on my side, it's insane. And on the other guy's sides, the board and all that, Artie's boys, a lot of work. So the culmination of everything, your winners and your heartbreaks will be shown this Sunday on No Enemies Here. That's my channel. At 8 Dooch time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sunday. Chill. Don't forget to watch the show. Comment. Hasta la vista.